Hello everyone, this is Elena here of Elena's Active Lifestyle. I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I have just been thinking a lot over the last week or so, particularly if you haven't seen my posts about my daughter's little accident where she fell because she stood up in a grocery cart in a parking lot last week and suffered a mild at best concussion. And then last night as a family, we love watching in the summers American Ninja Warrior. My daughter is totally embracing the whole, like, they're strong, they completed that obstacle. She gets competitive, and last night she was kind of running around the room saying, I hit the buzzer, I hit the buzzer. Like, she just has this like whole embodiment of strength and sees women as being just as strong as men in these competitions. But there's one woman that competed last night that really stood out to me the most because they kind of shared a little bit of her backstory. And she kind of went into how she lost her mom to, I forget what kind of cancer it was, but she remembers her mom in her last days of life just saying, I wish I would have taken better care of myself. I wish I would have invested in my health so that I could have been there to see my grandbabies be born, because this was before she had children, to be able to live a longer life, a fuller life, and things like that. And it just really got to me because all of my grandparents that I have lost, some when I was as young as 5 years of age, were due to the fact that they didn't invest in their health. My grandma died, on my dad's side, died of thyroid cancer. She had been a pretty heavy smoker most of her life. And then her husband, my grandpa, passed away when I was the summer before my 8th grade year. And he had lots of heart issues. He had had open heart surgery and this and that. He had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of which my dad and some of my uncles have inherited, and things like that, just from eating high fat and not very healthy diets. Not a whole lot of, my dad is pretty much allergic to anything green, I'm quite sure. And then my grandpa on my mom's side passed away about a little over, right around 5 or 6 years ago, right after Thanksgiving. And he had been a cancer survivor. He was an alcoholic when my mom was much younger. I never saw that side of him, but it was something that happened much longer before. But he just had very poor health. He was having pneumonia and issues breathing, and he was on a feeding tube and just all kinds of stuff, high and low blood pressure and everything. And all of these people have made an impact on my life, and sometimes I don't realize how much that has led me to where I am now and why I'm so motivated to help people. But whenever I kind of sit back and have something happen in life, like the scary situation that happened with my daughter last week, it really makes me look at things in hindsight and think about why I want to invest in my health. Why though my life is never guaranteed, no matter how much I work out or how clean I eat or whatever. But as much as is in my control, I want to be able to take full advantage of that. I want to be able to invest in myself. I want to be able to... What do you want to tell me?
Let's have Flipsy Girls!
What?
Flipsy Girls!
Flipsy Girls? Okay, go get it ready, okay? Anyways, it just makes me want to invest that much more in my health, because I don't want to be the one that takes my own life, if that makes any sense. And I'm not talking about like suicide or anything dark like that. I'm just saying that not investing in your health is still a way of shortening your life. And it's something that is totally and completely in your control. People that smoke, that drink a lot, that don't eat well, that don't move their bodies. They are all, it sounds bad, slowly killing themselves, but they're doing it faster than those of us that are doing the opposite and trying to make our lives better and invest in our health and things like that. And I think the thing that really got me thinking about this last week, other than the woman that got on and competed in American Ninja Warrior last night, and her whole family walked up when she was getting ready to run, and they released balloons in honor of her mom. And her mom was her biggest reason why she works so hard and takes care of her body, and is leading by that example for her children. Is that I don't remember, I lost my train of thought, but what's got me thinking about it is last week when my daughter fell out of that grocery cart and hit her head on the pavement, I got to thinking, like, I was 36, almost 37 weeks pregnant when that happened, or I just turned 36 weeks the day before. If I had not been investing in my health, if I had been using pregnancy as an excuse to eat all the junk food that came in front of my face, if I used it as a reason to not exercise, not invest in my health, not move my body, I don't know that I would have been able to run and get to her as fast as I did, because she was right on the side of the vehicle. I was in the back unloading and putting stuff in the back of the car. And I might not have been able to pick her up and hold her and comfort her in the ways that she needed me to. I might not have been able to think as quickly about what we needed to do to get her to a better state as fast as we could, where getting ice on her head and things like that. And my husband was a godsend because he's trained in all that stuff, and I'm so thankful that I thought to take her directly to his work since we were close by, so that he could take care of her in that way. But it just really got me thinking, like, so many people, when they get to the end of their life, there's a few things that they wish they would have done different. They wish they would have spent more time with their family or more time building relationships. They wish they would leave a better legacy within those relationships and more of an imprint on people's lives. And their health. Their health is one of the biggest things, because you cannot invest in your families, invest in the relationships around you, if you are living in poor health. I see so often when I go to playgrounds or things like that, I see moms and dads not being able to play with their kids, just letting their kids run around, not because they want their kids to just have fun and do their own thing, but it's because they cannot keep up with them. They are not taking care of themselves in order to keep up with them. And I know that a year and a half or more ago, whenever I was struggling through anxiety and depression and things like that, I know I might have physically been able to keep up with my daughter, but mentally and emotionally, I was not strong enough to be able to run around and do those things with her. I was suffering too much with self-doubt and self-loathing, and just not having energy, because I was in such a deep pity party that I just didn't have the energy or the motivation to do anything. And I look back on that now, and I'm so grateful that I made that change, and I made it while my daughter was still just a year old, and before I had more than one kid. And I pray that I remember that when this next kid comes and I'm feeling overwhelmed and sleep deprived and things like that, that I need to invest in myself. I need to keep myself strong so that I can teach these girls how to be strong and confident women in themselves. So that's all I have to say to you, is that if you are at a point in your life where you feel like your health could be holding you back in some way, whether it's in memory making with your kids, whether it's being there for your grandchildren, or whether it's just having the energy to live a more full life, then please reach out to me. I'm here. I'm always here to talk to you about it. I love chatting with people. That's my number one favorite thing about what I do. as an online health and fitness coach is the relationships I build. And if you're at that point and you're kind of feeling like you might break, I know it's summertime, there's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of outdoor activities in the heat, and not being healthy keeps you from doing much of any of that, because heat makes it hard to breathe, plus it makes you sweat a lot, plus you're running around and doing stuff, and so you need to be able to do those things. So if you're at a breaking point and need help, need some encouragement, need someone to talk to, let that be. Just feel free to send me a message, and I'd love to chat with you more about what you'd like to do to make your life different moving forward. I hope you all have an awesome Tuesday, and I'll be talking to you soon. Peace.